MexRx for Life, your pharmacist helping you guys get that healthy bod and that blissful heart. Winter is finally here. Woohoo! So excited, at least for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. During this time of year, my skin gets super dry, flaky, and irritated. Today I'm going to share with you guys 2 of my daily moisturizers I use on a regular basis to keep my skin healthy and happy all winter long. I'm also going to share with you guys 1 of the moisturizers I no longer use due to some less than great ingredients. So make sure you guys stay tuned for my pearls of advice. Let's break down what I look for when I'm choosing a daytime moisturizer. So the number 1 thing I look for is a skin protection factor. You guys want a minimum of a 15 here, preferably a 30, and anything above 30 is just icing on the cake. The number 2 thing I look for are the ingredients that they use for the sun protection. So there are 16 ingredients on the market that they can use for skin protection from the sun. Only 2 of those ingredients are actually considered safe and effective by the FDA. This was from a study that they did in February of 2019. So they came out with the fact that only zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are considered safe and effective for sun protection. So in the future, use my pearl of advice and only get sunscreens that have zinc oxide and titanium dioxide if at all possible. The number 3 thing that I look for is I want my daytime moisturizer with sunscreen to be non-comedogenic. So non-comedogenic means it doesn't clog your pores, it's oil-free, and it won't make you break out. That's super important for my skin. The 4th factor I look for is I want them to be fragrance-free. My skin is super sensitive and I cannot handle any of those nasty floral scents. So there you have it, that's how I choose my daytime moisturizers. So what are my go-to daytime moisturizers? The first one I'm going to talk about is from the Ordinary Sun Care. So this one is the Mineral UV Filters SPF 15 with antioxidants. So as I said before, personally I would go for the SPF 30 one. It's just that they didn't have that one in stock. So I've been using this. So they do have the sun protection factor. The second ingredient, or the second thing I look at, are the ingredients. So this one uses zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So those were the 2 I recommended in my pearl of advice. So this has amazing skincare and sun protection with those 2 ingredients, and it's also very safe. The third thing I look at is if it causes clogged pores. This one does not. It doesn't cause any acne for me. I think it's great. And then it's also fragrance free. The interesting thing about this is when you put it on, it's almost like you're using a primer on your face. So I really like that. It kind of goes over my pores and like any little fine lines I have around my eyes. And I feel like it kind of fills them out. So it makes my skin seem much smoother. So that's a huge benefit with this. The only thing that can be an issue for some people, especially darker skinned people, this one does cause a white cast. So for me, I'm super pasty and pale, so you can't tell any difference. If you had a darker complexion, this one might cause some issues. If you use a little less, you can kind of rub it in more and hopefully it'll make it so the white cast isn't as extreme, but that's something to definitely consider. Overall though, this is my absolute favorite. It's only $9.70 for 1.7 fluid ounces, and I really like the Ordinary Skincare company, so this is definitely one to certainly check out. So for my second daytime go-to moisturizer, I chose the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. This one is an SPF 15. Again, here we go on the low SPF factor. They actually have a 50 plus, so in the future I'd get the 50 plus. They just never seem to have the higher SPF factors in the grocery store. I think maybe you have to kind of special order them. So as far as the ingredients they use in this one for sun protection, they use the avobenzone and octocrylene. So both of those are chemical sunscreens. And the avobenzone, that one is considered a level 2. So you start at a 0 and you go upwards. And 8 was the worst one I saw, so that's like the most unsafe variety. So avobenzone is quite safe. They said the small like issue that they could possibly have with it are just some people can be allergic, but it's a really low risk. So avobenzone is actually a pretty good one, similar to like a titanium dioxide and a zinc oxide. It's just a chemical sunscreen. And then the octocrylene, so that one is a level 3. So this one doesn't disrupt the hormones or anything like that, which some of the chemical sunscreens can do, but this one does have a higher rate of allergies. Still, it's only a 3, and like I said, the worst I saw were a level 8. So I would consider both of these pretty safe. This would be for a good option for people who don't want the white cast that you get with the titanium dioxide and the zinc oxide. If you have an issue with that, then you probably want to go for a chemical sunscreen, and these two ingredients are quite safe. So that's a good thing. It's also not a one that's going to clog your pores, so that's really good, and it is also fragrance free. For the price on this one, it's $16.99 for 4 fluid ounces, so this one is actually cheaper than the Ordinary brand. I like this one as well. This one is a lot more liquidy, so you kind of goes on a little bit easier, and I wouldn't say it really primes your face, so it's just kind of a different one. It's a lot more of a loose liquid. Like if you see this, oops, it's not on. So see, it's kind of like very loose. So the Ordinary one is a lot thicker. So I really like this one. Cetaphil is a great one if you don't want that white cast on your face. It's also affordable, and it's a good product as well. So the last daily moisturizer that I'm going to present to you guys is one that I used to use a lot in the past, and then recently I made a switch over. So it's called the Olay Complete. It's the UV 365 Daily Moisturizer. This is for sensitive skin. Once again, this one is an SPF 15. I'd recommend the 30, but when I went to buy it, they did not have the 30 in stores. So this one, the reason why I really love this one is because it was very affordable. So it was like $6.79 for 4 fluid ounces. So that's cheaper than the other two I presented to you guys. So I really liked it for that. It also had the sunscreen in it, which I liked. And in the past, I wasn't looking to see if these things had safe ingredients for the sunscreens they use. So now, looking back at this, here's what I found. So it has zinc oxide in it, which is great. That's the mineral sunscreen, and it's one of the 2 safe ones that are available on the market. The other ingredient is actinoxate. So this one is a level 6. So the highest rating I saw when I was looking with the FDA scores was an 8. And so this is super at the high end of that. This causes a ton of allergies in people, and so that's why it's kind of on that rating level. So the interesting thing is I used to wear this every day, worked really great for my skin, it moisturized it, protected me from the sun, and then all of a sudden I started having this horrible reaction where I put it on my skin, it would just burn like crazy and cause redness and irritation, and it didn't feel like it was moisturizing. So I think what ended up happening is I had a reaction to that actinoxate, and that's probably why they have it so high on that rating scale, because it causes severe allergies. This one, it doesn't disrupt your hormones at all or anything like that. It's just mainly due to the skin allergy issue. So this is why I don't use this Olay one anymore. Used to be my go-to, but now I'm being a lot smarter. I'm reading the labels, and I found that the mineral sunscreens are so much better. And if you're going to do a chemical sunscreen, avobenzone, that's a great one. And then also the octocrylene, that can be a moderately good one as well. So those are important things to think of when you guys are going to buy a sunscreen. Just consider the 2 that I gave you. Those are so much better. And then stay away from the Olay one if you have any kind of sensitive skin, because even though it's targeted for sensitive skin, it really caused some irritation with me. So just know that. Alright guys, there you have it. So the 2 definitively safe ingredients for sun protection are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. Do yourselves a favor, stay away from those chemical sunscreens as much as possible until they do more research on those to see what the long-term health effects are. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like my content. And next week's video, we're going to have a content video on the also important exercise, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Hope you guys all have a great week. Thank you guys.